this video, I um I don't see like why they peeking so close from behind the sun. Like watch this. From this distance, right? You can clearly see whatever the hell this is right here is peeking basically through the sun because you see his eye right here and then his eye way over there. Like he peeking through the sun, whatever that is. Um, it's like they're obsessed with looking at us in this fish tank from behind the sun because they know uh, most people cannot look through the sun or look at the sun. So it's smart for them to stand behind the sun and look through it because the sun doesn't hurt their eyes. You see, the sun doesn't hurt their eyes, but the sun will hurt most of our eyes if we look at it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now, on some occasions, I'm able to look through the sun. I can look through it. It doesn't do nothing to my eyes. I can look at it. It doesn't do nothing to my eyes. But I can't stare at it for a extended long period of time because I would have to blink. It'll start to water my eyes up, just like everyone else. But it doesn't do anything in terms. It depends on how bright it is. What I've noticed when the sun turns bright uh on its own without any clouds, that means one of them just walked behind it. One of our heavenly brothers just walked behind the sun, and so it increased the light on us in this fish tank. It comes really hard. That means that one of our heavenly brothers or somebody standing behind the sun, and so they increase in the light power so that you can't look up and see them. Because when you look up, you you can't, like, you're like blinded. And even when I speak to the Heavenly Father, he never, and I tells him, why you hide? You act like, you act like a coward or something. Like, what's wrong? Like, what's up with this hiding stuff, man? Like, you know, like, we love you. That's all you want to do is like peek at us and stuff. Like, what's up with that? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? But anyways, and I think he's amazed at how some of his kids are never mind. I mean, his creations. Let's say that, but never mind. I don't want to talk about that stuff. But when I uh from when I should I well when I communicate with him or say something to him, this he hasn't really, did he? Oh no, I never asked him that. I told him that. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. I told him he hides like a coward. Like, he just, my bad. I told him that. Sorry about that, y'all. I never asked him. I told him that. I was angry, mad as fuck. Like, just, why you hiding, man? Like, what's up with that? Like, just releasing some stress. And he's just telling him he hide like a coward and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I remember I didn't ask him. So if I would have asked him, he probably would have gave me an answer. I don't know. He probably would have said something. But I mean, he's all right. He's his own person. But let me show y'all this real quick. Did I show y'all? Now look. What I also want. Hold on. Every time I touch that drawing pattern, my screen changes. Okay, I think y'all already seen those eyes right there, but watch this real quick. Another thing, what I want to say is, you see these, and on this particular time, they like to hide behind the sun. There's an eye right there peeking directly from behind the sun, one right there, one right there. They really close to the sun this time. They like peaking. So whenever we out and we walking or we doing anything, look at that eyeball. I mean, it's hugging the sun. God damn. I mean, it's just right there hugging the sun. So it's that one. So whenever that flashlight, that giant, powerful, heavenly flashlight, which is the sun, and also the lake of fire, whenever that thing is shining really, really bright, like, if you're walking, it's already shining, and then you feel it just increase without the clouds, because the clouds cool it down sometimes. It goes over it, and it actually cools the fish tank when it's burning too much. But whenever that the sun is really bright and there's no clouds by it or nothing like that, he walked one of the heavenly brothers, or I wouldn't say the heavenly father, or maybe he also walks by it sometimes, but the heavenly brothers are walking by it, and they're standing behind the sun. They're standing behind the sun, and they're peeking at us from behind the sun because they think that we can't see them. Well, they know that we can. Well, they know that a lot of people can't see them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody can't look through the sun like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people need shades, just from the rising sun. They can't take that, or the sun setting. They need shades to look at it. They can't look at it pure like that. Well, some people can look at it pure, and I think they use that. Well, they know I'm telling y'all. Well, now they know I'm telling y'all because they can hear me. They can hear me very well, and it's crazy as shit. They can hear all of us very well. From way up there, god damn, that thing is hot. This fish tank is huge, and they can hear us from way in this damn little ass fish tank. Well, big fish tank, well, little to them, and they can hear us really, really perfectly well. They can hear us, and they can see us because the whole thing is made of glass, and that's what they're doing. See, if they was to look at us from a different angle other than the sun, it would freak people the fuck out. Imagine looking up in the sky and you just looking in the sky opposite from the sun, and you see two eyeballs looking back up at you. You gonna be like, what the fuck? You gonna be like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Just think. I mean, if we really being honest, if if you was to just be chilling, I mean, you not paying attention, and you doing your own thing, nobody never told you anything and nothing like that to look up in the sky, and you never heard this. You just minding your own damn business, smoking a blunt or doing whatever you're doing, and you just so happen to look up and you see two eyes just staring right at you. I mean, in the sky, big scary looking eyes or whatever, or just normal eyes just looking at you. You'll be like, man, what the fuck? it'll really do a number on you. It would probably scare the shit out of you. Man, what the? There's some eyes looking at me. You go in the house and shit, tell your family, hey man, some eyes in the sky looking at me. They're gonna be like, what? Man, you tripping. I swear, man, run outside, they gone. The eyes gone, they'll probably put you in the mental hospital or some shit and say you crazy, you know what I'm saying? So alright, motherfucker talking about eyes in the sky. Nah, I'm just joking, but you get what I'm saying? I mean, I know times have changed. Back in the day, they probably do some shit like that. But now, it's believable with all this stuff coming out, aliens um, and which they've always been real. But yeah, this, you see how they just hide behind the sun? Because they know we can't look into the sun. And so the sun has always been the ultimate or a very good hiding place for them to hide from you. Very, very, very good hiding place. And so it's been clutch. It's been clutch for them. They sit behind the sun and they just hide and stare at the earth. But it's weird how they hide because I think that's the reason why they do it, because they don't want they're smart. They know that if they look at Earth or in this fish tank from any other direction than behind the sun, and somebody fuck around and look up and see them, you know, hey, they looking at it, it'll scare the shit out of somebody. You gotta think about it. All nations are in this fish tank. The whole world is in this fish tank, you know, and there's no telling. There might be somebody somewhere around the world just looking up, you know. Fuck around and see some eyeballs looking at them from the sky. What the fuck? And then everybody knows eyes in the sky and shit. Then I guess they feel like it'll mess up their cover, from the investigation that they got going on Earth. And so I guess that's why they choose the sun, because it's a powerful beam of light that is supposed to be extremely powerful for any of us in this fish tank to look at. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be looking at that, nor people not supposed to, maybe, well, I ain't gonna say not supposed to, but I would say the only reason why I'm saying not supposed to is because that's why they choose the sun to hide behind. You feel me? So that, well, I won't necessarily say hiding. Let me correct that. That's why they use the sun to monitor Earth from behind. So, so we won't be able to see them watching us or, watching certain things. And I think that's why they choose the sun, because it's very powerful. But if you look, you can see them peeking really, really, really close from behind the sun. This is crazy. They got eyeballs all around that sun. Look at that. That is crazy. They is peeking, son. Look at that. Damn. And look, you got an eyeball right there, an eyeball right there. These boys ain't having it. Damn. Then you come over here. What the hell is... And then you got an eyeball here, and an eyeball there, an eyeball there, an eyeball there. Yo, this is crazy. I mean, it's eyeball city. But yeah. I think this, plan. Anyways, though, catch y'all in the next video. Stay safe and peace out. Damn, that's a lot of eyes though, but look at them. It makes sense though for them to watch us from behind the sun. You fuck around and look up somewhere else and catch two eyeballs looking at you, you gonna freak out. Anyways, though, catch you in the next video. Stay safe and peace out.